Instagram world, social media world. My name is Matt Wahnon with Maximum Potential Institute. I'm joined here with my partner, my friend, Mr. DeSarro. Al, what's happening?
It's great. It's great to be live, and we welcome you and we invite you into our studio.
Yeah, and today I want to talk about something that is important. Passion.
Passion.
It's about passion. It's about having passion with anything that you do, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter, even if it's a job you dislike, it's about having passion to do it. You know, making sure that even if it's something that you don't like, man, you go to work every day and you do your absolute best. So some of us lose that passion for life, man. You know, we lose that passion. And that's important, that you never lose that passion for your family, for your spiritual needs, for your business, for everything. I mean, it's all about passion. You know, today we were teaching and training over at a very large local corporation over here, and we were talking about sales, and we were talking about having passion for your job and passion for your career and studying every day just to get better and better and better every single day. And I think it's important that we discuss passion now. What do you think?
Absolutely. Passion is where it's at, because if you're passionate, you're motivated. And if you're motivated, you're willing to do whatever it takes to get what you want, to
No
be
matter
successful.
what. And you'll
No matter
never
what.
say, that's not my job.
No.
You know, I can't stand that saying. Thank you, Josh. I can't stand that saying when people say that. You know, it's not my job.
Salute to everybody out there, the best.
Salute.
And Don.
Mazel tov. So, that's water, by the way. We're toasting it like it's some kind of alcoholic beverage. It's water, yeah. But, you know, here, I'm looking at these. I pulled this file. And these are all testimonials of people who've been through our training. I mean, we've got so many more, but I just happened to pull this file from that group of courses that we did over the months, just the last few months. And there's a couple that I want to read here, these testimonials, and I want you to comment on these. Because this is what true passion is. What you deliver is true passion. And if you're out there and you've been trained by Al, now I know Al's been in the training business for well over 20 years, going on 30 years.
Thank you.
And, yeah, 30 years.
Thank you.
And if you've been out there and you've been trained by Al and you're watching this right now, just put something into Facebook there and just say, you know, Al taught me 10 years ago. Al trained me 20 years ago. And I want to read a couple of them here. So here's the one I pulled up, I read. And listen to this. It's been 1 year since I first met Al. In a mere 3 days, he reminded me of who I was, and he inspired me to become that man again. It's a long story, and I won't get into it here. However, let's just say that getting trained by Al not only saved me, but saved my family. In 1 year, I have achieved so many goals that it's difficult to express my heartfelt thanks to Al DeSarro without a tear in my eye. His coaching is not only true heartfelt, but also personalized. He has a unique ability to reach your inner core and inspire what you forgot was possible. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you, Al. I'm thankful to have had the opportunity to have attended one of your training seminars. I look forward to meeting with you one day in the near future. Happy Easter. Wow. I mean, that's
Pretty powerful.
I don't know if you want to mention his name. Maybe you don't want to mention his name. It's a personal thing that he wrote. But, I mean, that's pretty powerful, man. You know, that's it's passionate.
Well, his name is Patrick, and he's from Orlando.
Okay, there you go.
And
Patrick from Orlando.
Patrick came in for an interview. I liked him immediately. He was hungry. He wanted to do this, and he got it. He got it. You know, I've been teaching for many years. Matt says 30, maybe a little less. But Patrick got it all. He just changed his whole life. He just realized where he was going, and he wanted to redirect it and get realigned. And everything he says, I mean, it makes me very proud to know I had something to help him understand, because the bottom line is understanding what you're capable for.
Yeah.
He had the passion. I just had to put some fire in him.
But you know, one of the things that's important about reading this letter is that some of us, sometimes we lose our passion, and we lose our gusto, man. We lose our passion. Like something triggers in us. Maybe we go through a bad time. Maybe we go through some bad luck, streak of luck, and maybe you lost somebody that you loved, or you had some tragedy, or you lost a good job, and everything was going good, and something happened. But you know, we can't forget about that passion, man. We can't lose that inner core that's in your stomach. You know, that's inside your belly.
Well, we call it fire in the belly.
Fire in the belly.
You got to have fire in the belly. When you got fire in the belly, that means you can accomplish and do anything. But if you don't have fire in the belly and you start watching all that wonderful news on TV, it starts bringing you down and it puts out the fire. So I got to keep that fire in the belly all the time.
This one came in yesterday. Listen to this. Hi, Al. I retired from the store on very good terms. Thanks so much for helping. From all the people in the class, I was the one. I also seen hundreds of salespeople come and go and many, many managers, but I waited to be 60. I told the boss when he asked me if there was anything they could do to keep me, but I told him if I was 5 years younger, I would have stayed 5 years. If I was 10 years younger, I would have stayed 10 more years. It's time to go back into retirement. Thank you. I truly believe there's no one in the world better than you to help us get into the car world and succeed. Wow, that was pretty cool too.
You know, this person, most people would never hired him. But there was something in him, there was a fire in him, and I could see it. I've been blessed with finding that fire in people. And again, nobody would have hired him, but I hired him, and he's been in the car business ever since, and now he's retiring. And he had his own schedule. He came and got as he wanted to, but he sold cars all the time. And I thank him for taking the class.
And that happens, you know, one of the things that we all have to get back to, I want you to understand is that to have that passion, you still have to have your goals.
Yes.
And you should have clearly defined written goals, very hard goals to achieve. And we always talk about that. We always wind up on goals because if you don't have any goals, then you don't really have a target to shoot for.
Well, you'll always miss the target because there's no target.
If there's no target, you can't go for it.
Exactly.
And we talk about that, and again, all the books that we read all the time, and in these books, they all talk about having very, very good. This book here is one of my favorites also. It's called Intentional Living by John Maxwell. He talks about living your life with intention, doing things for a purpose, having a purpose in life, and understanding what your purpose is in life. Live Your Dreams is the same by Les Brown. You know, he talks about having that passion and that gusto, and to live your life with intention, to touch as many lives as you possibly can. And that's what we have. Our mission and vision statement. Oh, my phone's there, so I can't read the mission and vision statement. But our mission and vision statement is we empower millions of people worldwide. We want to touch the lives of people worldwide. And that's important, that whoever's listening to me out there has passion in everything that they do, no matter what it is. I mean, it does, again, I started the conversation with saying, even if you go to a job that you don't like, go there and do your absolute best, without question. Go there and be 100% present. Don't be checking your phone and checking your emails. Be present, man, and do your absolute best, even if it's something that you don't like. Right? What do you think?
Absolutely. You know, no matter what your job is, you should always over-deliver. That's how you get noticed. That's how you get promoted. Doing more than your job and not saying, hey, I only make $10 an hour, what do you want? No, act like you make $50 an hour. That's where people notice you, and that's where the improvements come in and the promotions come in. But most people don't understand. You go to McDonald's, and they basically hardly wait on you, what do you want? Instead of saying, welcome to McDonald's. I'm glad you're here today, and enjoy your meal. Instead, they're all, hey, I get $10 an hour. What do you want me to do? I want you to do more.
And that's what you should do. And look, we're not saying every McDonald's, of course, but most of the time. But look what happens when you walk into a Chick-fil-A, right? When you walk into a Chick-fil-A, they welcome you into the store. If you ask them for something, what do they say? It's my pleasure, right? They always say it's my pleasure. They're trained that way from the very beginning. And hey, they're getting paid the same amount of money as anyone else, right? When you walk into Moe's Southwestern Grill, we have a Moe's right over here. We go to lunch over there all the time. And you walk in, what do they say? Welcome to Moe's. That's what they say. Welcome to Moe's. At least what they do is they welcome you. They give you a smile. That's what the kind of passion that you have to have in everything that we do in life, no matter what it is. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and she was stuck. She was stuck. It was actually my wife's really good friend. She was stuck in a lot of different ways. She had a job that she didn't like at all. She didn't like it at all, and she wasn't happy on the job. And she wanted to quit. So she called me and asked me for my advice. And I says, well, I started asking her some questions. I says, well, how do you feel when you go to the job? She says, I can't stand it. She says, I can't stand the job. I hate it. I don't want to go. She felt it was not like an ethical job. I says, okay. So on the way, long story short, I says, I got to all the questions. I said, let me ask you a question. If one of your friends or loved ones called you and asked you what you would do in this scenario, what kind of advice would you give them? What do you think she said?
Quit.
She quit. I says, okay. She says, well, I can't quit because I don't have another job lined up. I says, look, I'm not telling you what to do. I just put it to, if someone else came to you and asked you that, what would you tell them to do? You said that you would quit, right? So long story short, about 5 days later, she called me back up and she said, guess what? said, what? She says, I quit my job. I said, wow, that's great, man. That's really awesome. I said, tell me something. What are you doing now? She says, I don't have a job. I said, but you just told me you couldn't quit because you didn't have a job. She says, yeah, but now I got opportunity. It's amazing what happens, right? When you actually put yourself into a place to receive from. So, you know, you got to have passion no matter what you do. These testimonials that we get, that's what drives me when I read these testimonials. When I read testimonials that you get, just like those two testimonials.
It's the leap of faith. And that's what most people don't get. It's that leap of faith saying, you know what, it's going to work out, but I'm going to have to jump. And it usually turns out to be much better. But most people are afraid to take that leap of faith. What's the worst that can happen? They shut your electric off, so you take cold showers. What's the big deal? They shut your cable off, so what? You got internet on your phone. See, everybody thinks it's the worst. It's not. In fact, you know, God tests us to see what our patience is.
That's true.
Okay? Hey, one guy one day called me. He said, I can't make it today. I said, why? He said, they shut my electric off. I go, yeah, but why can't you make it? He said, you didn't hear me. I shut my electric off. I go, what does it have to do with you showing up? He goes, well, I have to take a cold shower. I said, well, is that the hardest thing in your world, take a cold shower? I said, take a cold shower, get dressed, and come. He never came. You know what? It was a good idea he didn't come because we probably let him go anyway.
It happens. You know, it's that mindset, isn't it?
It is the mindset.
What's the movie with Will Smith? The one with his son.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness. That's a true story, isn't it?
Yes.
That's a true story. And if you really think about it, what did he have inside of him? He was homeless, if you remember, right?
He was homeless.
But he was passionate, dude.
And he was hungry for
He
success.
was hungry. He didn't care. I don't remember the gentleman's actual name that was actually portrayed in the movie.
Gardner.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
But he was hungry, man, and he had so much passion and fire in him. It didn't matter. He was going to succeed no matter what. No matter what, because of the fire that he had in his belly. And that's how you have to approach every day in life, don't you?
Absolutely. We only get one day at a time.
Might as well make it the best day.
Hey, yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's a mystery. All we have is the now. And if we can stay in the now, guess what? It's a beautiful thing. But it's hard to stay in the now. It's easy to say, but it's hard to stay in the now. Last night I was thinking about something and I left the now. And I said, how am I going to get back? And I looked at my hands. I went, isn't that amazing? We have a hand, and then we got these things growing out of our hand called fingers. Wow. What if you didn't have fingers? What would it be like not to have fingers? Then I looked at my feet and I went, wow, I got fingers on each foot. So I got into now just looking at my fingers. Because I had to get into the now, because my brain wants to go either history in the past or it wants to go in the future. I want to stay in the now because that's all we have. Never heard that one before.
Yeah, you know, he comes up with some stuff every once in a while, man. Holy cow! Yeah,
You're definitely hitting a lot of our like-minded team members. I'm hearing a lot of you got to have fire in your belly. You got to be passionate about what you do. You got to have inspiration.
you do, and that's Josh, by the way. Josh Shohat is in the house, in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is he one of our fellow team members, man. Here's a guy with a lot of passion, a lot of fire. And that's what we want to surround. We surround ourselves with a lot of like-minded people, right? People that want to succeed in life, that want to do good in life, that want to just help people in life, that want to just touch as many lives as you can, you know? And every time, if I get, like when I kind of start to go back a little bit and say, oh, poor me, you know, I'll pour these out, man. I'll come and I'll start reading these again, and it brings me back to the present to say, you know, we do great work. We do great work, you know that? And our work is great work. And I think it's important that we all strive to do great work. No matter what it is in life, we all strive to do great work. Whether you're in a marketing position, or you're selling cars for a living, or if you do construction for a living, or if you're working in a fast food restaurant, it doesn't matter what. We are all doing great work, and you have to really appreciate that. And I mean that. You know, we all have, and we all should realize that we all do great work, man. No matter what it is. You may not even think it is, but I believe wholeheartedly that we should all do great work in life.
Well, we're blessed because we're in personal development.
We are, yes.
We develop people. We help people see the light. We get the fire in their belly going. I mean, we have this incredible positions that we actually help people live happier and better. Mm-hmm. And they stay in touch with us. Mm-hmm. I love my job, right?
I mean, it's nothing like it, is there?
There's nothing like it. Helping people. What else is there? Helping people in this world. I mean, I'm grateful.
Yeah, we were, like I said at the very beginning, we were doing a training at a local corporation here for a lot of people. We had a lot of people in the training today discussing sales and goals. And it was great because you can see the people getting just a ton out of it. And tonight at 9 o'clock, we're going to be on a teaching call with our team members worldwide with Ona Brown. And she's going to be teaching about her speaking mastermind course. And that's another thing. I mean, we're going to be talking to hundreds of people around the world, and that's a blessing. You know, it's a blessing to be in that position, and I'm humbled by it, and we should be humbled by it, right?
I'm very humbled by it, absolutely.
You know, but I just want to say that it's important that if you're not happy doing what you're doing right now, then do whatever you have to find that passion, to find that happiness. We're only on this planet once. And we got to make the best of it. And even though we go to a better place afterwards, you might as well make the best of it while we're here. Because it only gets better from here. So you might as well just make the best of it while we're here. I had the weekend off, and I had a great time spending the whole weekend with my wife. My grandson was actually in Miami with my in-laws this weekend. And we went to the movies a couple of times, went out to dinner, just taking in the simple things in life, man. Can't make it too complicated, can we?
No, keep it simple. If all we have is the moment, why would we think about anything that's derogatory or negative?
Right.
Since all we have is the moment.
Right.
And stay in the moment.
You know, before we end this thing, though, I got to tell you, you know, I used to have road rage.
Really?
Well, I shouldn't say I used to have road
Really?
rage. I used to get mad sometimes. Like, you know, I'd be like,
Really?
what's the matter with this guy, right? What's the matter with this guy? Now I'm like, that's just not worth it, right? And then when you see people that have that kind of like road rage, man, it's like, my goodness.
But that's a build-up. People don't understand. They didn't just jump out of the truck and want to fight with somebody because they cut them off.
Well, I never went that far.
No. Well, you yell at people for texting right now.
I do.
You're always yelling at people for texting. Stop texting. You're texting over
Oh,
there.
when they're driving, yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah,
course.
absolutely.
Wait, because they're driving, they got a phone. I mean, okay, my road rage coming out. Okay, wait a second. Here they are. They're literally driving on 95, and they're texting as they're driving. I'm like, what is wrong with this person? 70 miles an hour, and they got their phone in their hand.
Well, you'd have loved this morning on the way
Hey,
here.
I can't take it.
There was a woman driving. She was on the phone. She had the visor down, and she was doing her eyes
on the phone.
And on the phone, and she was driving with her knees. I was amazed. I was totally amazed.
Wait, were you impressed?
I was scared. I was scared. I didn't know what she was going to do.
Oh, I can't take it, man. It's crazy. You know, it's funny when you drive behind sometimes these people, right? Think about it, right? You wonder if they're drunk at first or if they're texting because they're swerving in and out of the lanes.
Yeah.
So don't text and drive. I think that's the message for today.
Don't text and drive.
And be passionate about what you want to do for a living. We got to get back to that part, don't we? How did we get on this? Oh, I said I have road rage.
Yeah, he had road rage.
I didn't have road rage. I didn't have road rage, but you know what I mean.
Set a goal against road rage.
Set a goal. Now I don't
against
even. I'm
road
just
rage.
like, if somebody starts yelling at me because I make a mistake or something, I'm like, all right, whatever. It's not worth it, is it?
Because when you have road rage, you get angry. And when you get angry, you lose control, and there's no more moment. Okay? And road rage, it doesn't happen. It's been a build-up in somebody's life. That's just the icing on the cake that makes it the straw break.
That's true.
What did they say? The camel?
Camel.
Right?
Straw that broke
Straw that
the
broke the camel. I mean,
What was
it's working up to that.
Camera's back. What was that other movie with I forget, the guy who was from L.A. He snapped, he lost his job, and started killing people.
Falling Down.
Falling Down.
Michael
Michael Douglas.
That's a good one.
Falling Down. Wow, that was a good movie. That's the kind of guy who just kind of snapped.
Yeah. So, you know, if people would just kind of appreciate every day when they wake up and just give it their very best. And you know, there's a word I like to use. It's called acceptance. Accept people for who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Accept people. You don't know what their life's about. You don't know what struggle's going on. You don't know what's going on between their ears. You just kind of have to accept people. You may not like them. But another thing is that I'm learning more and more about judging people.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard, but we're not allowed to judge people. To judge them for what they look like, how they sound, how they dress, how they eat. You know, we always want to judge somebody. And if we want to judge, we need to look in the mirror and judge ourselves.
Well, there's only one judge in this world.
Yeah, he's a big one.
He's a big one. So he's really the only judge, right? And what does he say? Do not judge and you won't be judged.
Exactly.
So,
you're all my
I mean,
children.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's true, man. I mean, it is true. You know, we just got to be passionate. You know, we got to do what we want to do in life. Go after your dreams, live your passion. Do not judge.
I'd like to talk about a couple of people that I've trained in the past.
Go ahead.
I'd like to talk about Vinny. Vince is up in Orlando. I trained Vince probably 4 years ago. Vince came to me, he was 18 years old. I really wasn't going to hire him because when you're 18, a selling job, selling automobiles, it's a big job for somebody at 18. But he said, please give me a chance. And he did great in class. And the bottom line is, after a year and a half, Vince saved a certain amount of money and he bought a $260,000 house. Vince, I hope you're watching this. He bought at 19 and a half years old, he saved a certain amount of money, bought a $260,000 house. He had his mother co-sign for him. And then he rented the house because he still lives with his parents.
He still has the dream.
Right. And now he's saving money for another house. Unbelievable. Also, there's another guy named Frank. Frank contacted me on Facebook a couple of months ago and says, you know, I'm the general manager of a certain dealership. And he goes, I wouldn't have been here if I didn't listen to you when you taught me several years ago. And that feels really good when people...
Sure it does.
Okay,
Of course it does.
General manager of a Highline store, and he says, I still do the things that you taught me. Then I got another gentleman over in, his name is Sal, over in Tampa. You trained me several years ago. Now I'm running a dealership. And I teach my students, my salespeople, exactly what you taught me when I was your student. That feels pretty good.
Of course it does. That's doing something that you really love for a living, isn't it?
Yes. Helping people, what better?
There's nothing better. There's nothing better. Which brings us back to the original part of it. I mean, if you really want to do something like that, you want to be passionate about it, then go after your dreams and live your dreams and do something for a living that you want to do. If you're not happy with your current job, look at yourself in a mirror and maybe start working your way towards doing something that you really, really, really are passionate about, that you really love and enjoy, so you can love every single moment of it. I mean, that's what this is about. Life is about enjoying it, isn't it?
What else is there?
So
You want to stress? You know, you want to be angry? You want to be upset? You want to be depressed? That's all a choice. People choose whether they want to be happy, choose whether they want to have joy, choose whether they want to be happy in the moment. It's all a choice.
Yep.
And if you don't choose it, there's plenty of garbage out there to think about.
There's plenty of garbage out there for sure. So any last words, Big Al?
Happy birthday. Because today's a new day for everyone.
Today is a new day.
And every day, it's our birthday.
Hey, and you know what? My birthday's coming up.
Your birthday's coming up too.
That's right. A couple days. What is today?
Today's Monday.
Oh, so mine's on Thursday.
Your birthday's on Thursday.
My birthday's on Thursday.
Absolutely. You got to go for Social Security.
Yeah.
You got to go start getting Medicare.
I'm not there yet, but I am a member of AARP.
Yes, right
That's
on.
what I'm
baby.
talking about, man.
That's what you're talking
And I
about.
get my 15% off.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Now, what we want to do is every Monday we want to have a get ready for the week online, live. Every Monday morning, get ready. We want to come up with things to charge you up in the morning so you can take on the whole week. And we want to hear from you. If that's something that you would like, we're going to do it every Monday. You with
Sure.
me?
Yeah, of
You all
course.
in?
Of course.
Because we all need to be charged up. We all need to be motivated. We all need to be jacked up, or we call it 30-day jack. Every day we got to be jacked up for the month. And then next month we got to get jacked up again. So if you'd like every Monday morning a jack,
Yeah. Give us a subject. We'll talk about it, man.
Any subject
Send
you want.
Email it, text it to us, instant messages, us different subjects, and we'll pick the subjects and we'll come out with them and we'll talk about it for 15 or 30 minutes. Any kind of subject you want. It could be goal setting, time management, sales, what to do, passion, whatever you want. We'll definitely come out and we'll talk about it without question.
we'll get the fire in your belly going. That's what you need. You get fire in the belly, nothing can stop you when you have fire in the belly.
Nothing.
Nothing. Because you have passion, you have goals.
desire, yep.
You have goals, you know where you want to go. And that's the problem. Most people get up and they go to a job. And that's terrible, just to go to a job. J-O-B, just over broke. You deserve more. You work hard. You should have more. But to get it, you got to have fire in the belly.
You do, for sure. So let's do that. So we'll start that on Monday. Start sending us some subjects that you want us to discuss and talk about, and we'll stick with it. We'll have some good pointers. It'll be excellent. It'll get you going for the week for sure, every single week.
Excellent.
Good?
Absolutely.
All right.
With that,
With that,
sign off.
sign off.
Thanks for joining us.